Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again. My name is Trichina Greer, and I have my co-host.
Hi, I'm Amanda Hines.
Today, we are going to talk about anxiety attacks, symptoms, causes, and some other treatments. We're not going to be able to cover everything today, but we're going to break it up into segments. What is an anxiety attack? An anxiety attack is an experience of heightened fear or worry, usually manifests with both physical and emotional symptoms. It is non-clinical term used to describe situations in which a person feels an intense level of anxiety that begins to manifest in noticeable and sometimes significant ways. It is a difference in panic attack and anxiety attack. But right now we're going to cover more on the anxiety, and later on we will cover on panic. Now I'm going to pass it over to Amanda because she's going to give you some of the signs and some triggers.
Thanks again for tuning in. And like my co-host Regina said, I want to cover some very specific signs or symptoms of anxiety disorder. One very common symptom is trouble concentrating or making decisions. However, this is can be found with other disorders as well. Another one is feeling irritable, tense, or restless. Sometimes you may experience nausea or abdominal distress. Some people describe it as a churning feeling in your stomach. Some people experience heart palpitations, a fast thumping or irregular heartbeat. You may see someone sweating, trembling, or shaking, or having hot flushes, like they feel like red, a sudden heat. Trouble sleeping. Again, that's something that may be associated with other disorders as well. Feeling lightheaded or dizzy. Feeling pins and needles, which is, have you ever held your leg in a position for too long and then it was kind of like numb and then you feel like this tingling, like we call it pins and needles. Then there's the restlessness that I mentioned earlier, where you have this inability to sit still. Like maybe you have like a little twitch or something. Headaches, backaches, and other aches and pains. And finally, faster breathing. And sometimes that can also be associated with panic attacks. If left untreated, anxiety can cause disability. It can reduce your ability to work, which lowers your productivity, and of course that's going to affect your finances. But the most important thing about not treating anxiety is that there's a high risk of suicide. So if any of these symptoms sound familiar to you, especially if there's more than one, you need to get checked out because this is very serious. So what triggers anxiety? There's a lot of factors that can cause a person to become anxious and have anxiety disorder. One major one is exhaustion or buildup of stress. Stress is a killer, we know. Lots of change or uncertainty. So even like sometimes a good uncertainty can cause anxiety, like maybe getting married or moving to a new city or starting a new job. Feeling under pressure by your work or your studies. Working long hours. That's definitely a trigger for anxiety. Being out of work or underemployed. A big one is money problems. What keeps you up at night, Another big one is housing problems and or homelessness. And the money problems and the housing problems all lend itself to uncertainty. Another thing is worrying about environment or natural disasters. This has a specific term. It's called climate anxiety or eco anxiety. So let's say you live in Tornado Alley and you hear a tornado is coming, and maybe 5 years ago you lost everything to that. That can be a source of anxiety. Losing someone close to you is another source of anxiety, and it's called bereavement. Finally, feeling isolated or lonely. Be aware that isolation and loneliness are big triggers for just about every mental health disorder there is. So community is very important, and we'll get into that in the next video about how to treat anxiety, how to deal with it, and manage it on a regular day-to-day basis.
In our next video, I also would like to touch a little bit about different types of anxiety, because there are different types of anxiety, and we need to cover some of those types and to let you be aware what we are dealing with when it comes to suffering with our anxiety. But right now, Amena is going to give you some important numbers in order for you to call, just in case you have an emergency, or you feel anxious, or you just want to talk to someone. You just want some support. Here go the numbers.
Okay, so for a National Suicide Prevention Hotline, the number is simply 988. If you prefer to text or chat, you can simply text the phone number 741-741, and someone should reach out to you. I hope this helps, and we look forward to meeting with you guys again and giving you more information and life hacks to manage anxiety and panic attacks.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, support us. Give us a like. All we want to do is just make sure our community is supported and educated when it comes to our mental health. So give us support and give us a like. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.